This is Gary Atensi with CNTV, and today we're in Parker, Colorado. I'm here at Simpler Times Designs. Since 2011, this has been the Denver's destination spot for those out there who are basically looking for the high-quality product, paint, and instruction to basically turn your home into a beautiful and inviting place. I'm here with Connie, who is the founder-owner. Let's start off a little bit with yourself, if you will. Really, you have a background in radio, and you've done that for many years. You're a mom, mother, wife, got the kids, the whole 9 yards. How is it that you got involved in this type of industry where you actually picked up the brush, if you will?
All right. I'm also a grandma. Well, I grew up with brothers, and my grandfather was a carpenter, so I've been around home improvement and remodeling most of my life. But I was in radio for 24 years, but I've always been artistic. I could draw, and I like to sew, and I do, I paint. But when I found this paint, which you don't have to strip, sand, or prime, which makes things easier to do, it just went nuts.
You're like, time to try this out on a full level.
Yes, and then sold some furniture as a vendor in a mall-type store. So I just had a little 8x10, and it got so big that we decided to, look for a storefront, and that worked out. And what was great about it was the city of Parker had a surplus of money, so they came up with a BIT program, a business initiative for new businesses that had been in business for a year and needed a larger space. And they paid 75% of our rent the first year, 50% the second, and 25% of our rent the third year. And just now in April, I'm going into my fourth year. In fact, it's been 3 years this week that we've been open. So it was very helpful.
That is a great story. I mean, quite honestly, the name itself, Simpler Times. I mean, we hear a lot about modern technology, modern things, but yet we kind of have a fondness for going back in time, if you will. I mean, quite honestly, this is a great expression for people to beautify their homes and at the same time throw back nostalgia. Is it pretty popular here in Parker as well as the entire state?
Let's expand that, Gary, to the world. Annie Sloan chalk paint is now global. It's very popular here. We're very busy every day. I'm very grateful. We have a great community here. But you have to realize, too, everybody has furniture. Everybody has furniture, and what we do is upcycle. So Simpler Times does go back to those days when they used to do dovetail jointing. They made furniture very well, good wood, right, where today's furniture isn't made that well. So people are using things in their homes that they've had forever, from the 80s, the 90s, even antiques, even mid-century modern, the 50s and 60s, which has great lines and is beautiful furniture, but people think it's outdated. You can paint anything: plastic, metal, laminate, fabric, vinyl, leather, your shoes. You stand there long enough, you'll have a new color on your jacket. It's just, I'm telling you, there's so many examples in this store of all those different materials that you can paint. It's very gratifying.
I mean, gratifying, but it was inspiring for you. The actual paint was inspiring. I mean, we're talking about a product that has been around for over a quarter of a century. Tell me about this chalk paint by Annie Sloan. I mean, that really is the foundation for the whole shop here.
Absolutely. Annie Sloan is 66. She's got a master's degree in fine art, and she's from Oxford, England. So in 1990, she and a chemist got together. She wanted to make some kind of a paint that you didn't have to do all that work of stripping, sanding, and priming, and something that would stick and breathe. Unlike latex that doesn't breathe, it's rubbery and plasticky and makes its own finish. So she invented this paint, and it was in Europe for 20 years before us slow Americans got a hold of it, which was 6 years ago. Made in Kansas City at Davis Paint, so it's American-made paint for us here in America. But you don't have to strip, sand, or prime. And there's 32 beautiful colors, and as you can see behind us, this is our paint bar. You can mix and make gorgeous colors with any of her paints, and we help you with that. She has a master's in fine art, so we're trained by her, and she knows her colors very, very well. So we're very fortunate. I've been to England twice and taken classes from her personally and helped her out at a fair in London. And she's a very gracious and generous and grateful human being. So it's a really great thing.
You are the Parker area stockist for this paint, and yet you do more than just stock it. We're talking about a workshop. You have been educated. You're now sharing that knowledge with pretty much the public. Is this something that you enjoy doing, watching others find this addiction?
Absolutely. And so this isn't a job. to me. I'm not making a lot of money here. It is very gratifying to watch, and it's mainly women. 99% probably of our customers are women. We do have men come in because when they finally realize, oh, there's no stripping, sanding, and priming, really? So you get things done quick. It dries fast. There's no VOCs or very, very little VOCs. Water-based, doesn't smell. You can paint your house all day long and nobody even knows you're painting. But the stories, the friendships that my daughter and I, she helps me run the shop, that we've developed, it's tremendous. And it changes a lot of women's lives because, we're a little bit superior because we can have babies, and we nurture and we take care of everybody. Well, along those lines of being a mom and everything, you lose yourself. A lot of us women do. This helps you find that to get that back, even if you don't think you're creative. Oh, it's there. It's there. And this just launches it because there's so many different techniques. I could talk to you for hours and forever and tell you about this paint and show you everything that you can do with it. It's so gratifying.
That is wonderful. I mean, it's amazing that this paint has so many possibilities, not only what it does to everything it touches, but also the people that it touches as well. I think that's kind of neat. This was really a paint, like you said, that Annie designed, created, because there wasn't anything like it. I mean, it's a pretty unique blend. We're not talking about chalk inside of paint or something real simple. Is there a certain look that you can kind of tell that really sets it apart from other paints?
Absolutely. She calls it chalk paint because of the chalky matte finish. It has nothing to do with ingredients. Most paints have a chalk carbonate in it. But since this has heritage, 26 years old, high quality, durability, and beautiful wax that we put on top of it, I just do need to mention that the emulators, the knockoffs, are coming out of the woodwork because it's so successful, it's so beautiful, but they don't know the ingredients because it's proprietary. It's like the Kentucky Fried Chicken recipe of paint. Nobody knows what's in it, so they're trying. So I just want to make that clear that people come back and go, oh, I tried the inferior brand, and I need to get this.
So if you're jumping into a project out there, paint definitely does make a difference, and quality paint at that. Let me ask you this. This has to be good for, like you said, on anything. Furniture, floors, walls, a little bit of everything, so it really can transform an entire home.
Well, let me tell you a few things here. In the window, in my front window, we have a fabric wingback chair that was pink that I got at a secondhand store. It is now Florence, which is a beautiful turquoise, and I hand-painted a daisy on it. That's fabric. The other side of the window is vinyl, a beautiful mid-century modern vinyl chair painted and waxed. And we also have in here a cowboy boot that I painted red, white, and blue for the 4th of July a couple of summers ago. And behind me in our bathroom and also over here on our paint hutch is fabric that I just dyed in a galvanized bucket of water, poured the paint in, stirred it, dumped the fabric in, stirred it, dyed fabric. We also have done terracotta pots, metal. You can paint the hardware on your furniture. If it's pretty bad, you just paint it. If you don't like it, you can replace it, but you can also paint it. It just goes on. I mean, canvas shoes, stencil. You can stencil with her paint on anything and just transform. Well, what we like to call it is upcycling. So you're not throwing anything away. The secondhand stores love us.
I mean, not only is the product a green product, like you said, it's odor-free and environmentally safe, but actually what you're actually doing is really a green action, if you will. I mean, instead of taking this stuff and putting it in a landfill, you're actually bringing it back in, bringing it back to life, and like you said, it's set up so durable that it's going to last forever.
Yes, it does. And the wax that we put on, because it doesn't have a finish, it's flat matte, so we put a beautiful clear wax on it, and if you want to antique it, or give it some dimension, you can put dark wax on it. Super durable. I've done my kitchen and 2 of my 3 bathrooms with a household of people. It's like the Waltons at my house. And the things that spill on it and dry, you just wipe it off with a damp paper towel. There's no cleaning, if you don't put pledge or anything like that on wax. So it's very durable, very easily fixable if you do get it scuffed, because any paint will chip, or not chip. Our paint doesn't chip. Right. Any paint will scratch. I could go scratch the paint off my car. So, you just have to take care of it, but it's beautiful.
I mean, the idea here, quite honestly, is you're providing education here. You're able to walk in here and actually see sample boards. You're able to take a look at the paint bar, and you've got a workshop back here. Tell me what somebody's going to learn in basically Chalk Paint 101.
All right, Chalk Paint 101 is the basic class. It consists of about 5 different sample boards with different techniques that we go through on there. We teach how to clear wax, dark glaze. We even use gold gilding wax if you want, that we kind of bling up things. But we do smooth and modern, 2-color distress. We do a chippy look. We do some textured, all on different boards. And that's why there's so many around here, because every time I teach a class, I do boards. So then they come out here. So people can come in here and linger as long as they want. They can sit down. Annie has published 26 books. They can look through her books. They can ask me anything. They can go, how do you get this? And I'll tell them. Or they can take a workshop. And I offer 3 or 4 of them throughout the month. And it's incredibly fun.
So you start out with a workshop 101. You've got workshops on cabinetry. Obviously, when somebody wants to try their hand at it, I mean, obviously you can do it at home, but kind of nice that you can come down here and work side by side with an instructor that is knowledgeable. Tell me about your, basically, the Paint With Me Tuesdays, or is it Sundays?
Either, or both if you want. Every Tuesday from 10 to 2, we teach a class called Paint With Me. That's where you bring in your own piece of furniture that you can carry, not wheel in on a dolly. Okay. That would be like an end table, a chair, a little plant stand. For $90, you use all of our paints, waxes, supplies, and guidance. And within 4 hours, you've got a completed piece.
That is great. I mean, what a great way to come in and have access to an entire shop that you definitely don't have at home. I mean, so you've got mini workshops all the way to more of a private customized sessions. I mean, if somebody really has a certain piece, they just tell me what I can do with this, you provide that as well.
Absolutely. We do custom piece. We have a beautiful cabinet in here today that I'm working on. We do that. We've also done private parties where we did have a girl have about 6 of her friends come over. All over her garage, she had blankets and everybody had their own piece of furniture. That was like a in-home paint with me. I took all the paints there and all the waxes, and all afternoon kids are running around, football was on, they provided food and drink, and it was really fun. So we can do parties too. We could also do them here. If you wanted your friends to come here and bring a piece, we can have a private party here like on a Saturday night.
After all, you've expanded out much more beyond what you started with an 8x8, a place that you can come in and actually mentor people. Viewers, take a look at the bottom of the screen right there. What you're going to see is their contact information. First of all, take a look at the website. On the website, you can actually take a look at the paints we're talking about here, some of the samples there. Keep in mind also, you don't have to be here in Parker. Those in the Denver area, take the drive on down here. But let's say you want to order from anywhere, they basically have a flat shipping fee for you out there as well. They can get anything to you. We're talking about wood stains here. They've got paints as well as the gilding wax. Like you said, I mean, it's really mentoring for you. This is kind of I see this as a community collaboration, and I can understand why Parker decided to kick in and really bring people together. Has it been rewarding for you, and how have the people approached you on it?
Absolutely. It's because we form friendships here with our customers because of the camaraderie we have mainly as women. Again, men do come in here. They love it when they know you don't have to strip, sand, or prime. Right. But it's very rewarding as a community, but we do have people come from all over that hear about us, and our biggest advertisement is word of mouth. Daily, my sister told me to come in. My daughter, my mother-in-law is painting with this stuff. She told me to come in here. And we're pretty unique, my daughter and I think, because we do give very, very good customer service. I don't have a shop phone. It's just my cell. So I tell every customer, if you have a problem or you're in the middle of something, call me, except the middle of the night, because that would be weird.
That sounds like an idea from a simpler time. I mean, you don't see that too much, very much. That is a wonderful idea. Last time, viewers, take a look at the bottom of the screen. You're going to see their contact information. Like I said, check out the website, but more importantly, check out the Facebook page. That is really where they keep you updated on a lot of the workshops they're providing out there, a lot of the tips, techniques. I mean, a lot of going on down here, and you really don't get the full feel until you walk in here and realize that this is much more than a retail shop for paint. This really is a community-driven, passionate, and you're easily to get addicted to this type of thing.
Good word, exactly. And I tell all of my customers, please don't blame me for the addiction that's about to occur.
The addiction about to occur. Located right here in Parker, Colorado. That is Simpler Times Designs. This is Gary Atensi with CNTV. And if you don't know, now you know.